Picture this, Gompertz standing in front of Caravaggio's The Calling of St. Matthew at the National Gallery, watching a crowd grapple with this raw burst of light and shadow. He asks, what if creativity isn't magic but a way of thinking anyone can learn? What if the secret to unleashing your own inner artist lies not in talent but a few key moves artists have mastered for centuries? Let's crack that code. Gompertz dives right into the messy studios of artists like Picasso and Warhol, where borrowing isn't cheating, it's survival. This first creative rule flips the idea of originality on its head. Picasso famously said, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." At 20, he devoured Velázquez and El Greco's work, slicing and dicing their styles until he roared into cubism. Warhol did the same with soup cans, turning commercial art into high art, proving creativity isn't about inventing from nothing but reimagining what's already around us. Think creativity like cooking. You don't bake bread out of thin air, you combine flour, yeast, water, and salt, transforming basics into something new. Artists take existing ideas as ingredients. Their minds are pots simmering ideas until something fresh bubbles up. This process transforms copying into crafting and trial into taste. The payoff, when you dare to steal with playful curiosity, your mind rewires into creative territory. You stop chasing fresh ideas and start making your own by remixing, merging, and evolving. That's how originality sneaks in, through fearless imitation, not sterilized invention. Every artist you admire has piled up their flops, misfires, and outright disasters. Gompertz uncovers why failing fast and often is the artist's secret weapon and how you can wield it too. Leonardo da Vinci left behind hundreds of unfinished sketches and failed studies, pages full of failed wings, anatomy errors, and awkward machines. He didn't hide them because each failure was a step toward genius. Those sketches were his trial-and-error journal, proof that mastery means messing up a lot first. Picture failure like a playground where each misstep is a slide or swing to test. Instead of fearing it, artists leap into it, exploring what works by trying what doesn't. This playground mentality turns setbacks into fun experiments, lighting creative fires instead of snuffing them out. The surprising twist, those failures often deliver insights you'd never get by playing it safe. They crack open hidden doors to originality. Embracing failure rewires your brain to see dead ends as detours, fueling breakthroughs that reshape your work and your mindset. It sounds backwards, but Gompertz shows how great artists don't seek endless freedom. They set rules for themselves, and those limits become creative launchpads. Andy Warhol famously painted dozens of Campbell's soup cans, repeating a simple commercial image over and over to explode what art could be. His self-imposed constraint, using everyday mundane objects in a factory style, led to a revolutionary new movement, showing how limits can spark wild originality rather than stifle it. Think of constraints like a narrow canal carving a river's course. When you confine your resources or tools, whether it's a set color palette or limited time, you create pressure that forces your brain to innovate. Unchecked freedom can paralyze, but smart limits turn confusion into clarity and invention. Here's the kicker: constraints don't cage creativity, they birth it. By picking your boundaries intentionally, you unlock deeper focus and radical ideas emerge. Artists don't just survive rules, they thrive precisely because of them, flipping the story of the starving free spirit on its head. Remember that crowd in front of Caravaggio's canvas? They see light and shadow, but you now see a creative map laid out over centuries. Stealing like Picasso, failing like Da Vinci, limiting like Warhol, you can borrow these artist moves in any part of your life. So tonight, grab a pen and try this. Set a tiny constraint on a problem you're stuck on and see what wild ideas bubble up. Creativity, it's yours for the taking. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.